One. Good morning and welcome back to Jacked Up Fantasy Football League Week 7 preview show.
The year's going quick.
It's a hungover Sunday morning here, but you know what? We're troopers, man. We're going to do this. It was a rough night last night. I had a little too much to drink.
We know how much our fans enjoy the show. You keep getting emails.
But we're not going to cancel the show because we had a little too much to drink and we're hungover. So we're gonna do this. We're going to recap Week 6 and talk about Week 7. I'm joined alongside the greatest fantasy football expert, Zach Pronasevic, also the owner of the Archon Tigers. Yours truly, the commissioner. Let's quickly recap Week 6. The Playmakers continue their free fall. They fall to 1-5 after losing to their brother, 133 to 116. Any positives here from this game?
For Jake, yeah. I mean, I had him losing that game, and he scored 133 points. I don't even know how, but he did.
Drew Brees, that's how.
No.
Playmakers actually score over 100 points for the first time since Week 1, so I guess I'm saying positive. I scored over 100. Randy, the Eliminators against the Bulldogs, 193 to 102. I did a story on this. I don't want to talk too much about it, but congratulations to Randy on setting the all-time single-game scoring record. Sorry, TNT. You've been bumped, buddy.
And the Bulldogs, again, disappoint me. I picked them, I think, the last 4 weeks in a row. And
that was a bad pick, though.
Yeah, well,
bad
91 points he loses by.
Yep. Archon Tigers continue to roll against TNT. They stopped TNT's 3-game winning streak. They blow them out by 30 points. TNT was crying about you picking up the Steelers' defense. It wouldn't have made a difference, TNT. So you're the Crybaby of the Week award.
Well, look at it this way. Peyton Manning didn't play. It could have been a lot worse.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, with your B team, you beat them by 30.
Right.
The B team. The High Flyers continue. You know, no one talks about the High Flyers, but they're 4-2. But then again, they beat up, I keep saying this every week, Ryan, the worst team in the league. You're the only team last week not to score over 100 points. You're definitely the worst team in the league, in my opinion.
I think you got to look at the High Flyers as the real deal.
Well,
I'm playing him today. Let's see what he's got.
We'll see this
will
week.
Determine it.
And last but not least, the Cocoa Puffs hand the T-Mac Attack their very first loss of the season. He blows them out. And
I don't think there's any surprise here.
We predicted it, this to be a blowout. So
unfortunately, he had some bye week guys. You don't like to see a team lose because of bye week, but it happens to everybody. So
I don't think it would have made a difference. 60-point margin of victory. But you know what, T-Mac? You're off to a great start. You've already matched your win total from the last 2 years combined, so congratulations.
That's progress.
And Cocoa Puffs, no one's talking about you, but you're 5-1, tied for the best record in the league.
Very tough team. I think he's going to be there at postseason.
I agree. And these two teams, I looked this up, are the only teams every week to score over 100 points. Cocoa Puffs and the T-Mac Attack. Only team to score over 100 points.
There's your stat of the day.
Absolutely.
That's usually my job, but
I'm sorry.
There you go.
I'm actually fired up for a guy that's hungover. Week 7 preview. Let's continue with looking at the matchups this week and make our predictions. I went 4-1 last week. You were a little worse off.
I was 2-3. Those Bulldogs keep screwing me, and I picked against myself too. So I don't think you should count that, but we will.
Well, I always, I always take the Playmakers, and I lose every week. I went 4-1 last week, just like I did the week before. But every week I lose on my pick. So. All right, let's talk about the Playmakers. A 1-5 team against T-Mac Attack that's 5-1. Does T-Mac rebound here, or do the Playmakers give them their second straight loss of the season?
I think this is an upset. I mean, Maroney's playing in Tampa. Tampa's one of the worst rushing defenses in the NFL. You got Garcon going against St. Louis, and you got Crosby. This guy seems like he kicks 4 field goals every week. Yep. T-Mac's Adrian Peterson's going up against the Steelers. Tough defense. And Peterson likes to fumble. I mean, I think you're going to see a big turnover from my defense there. And Warner going up against the Giants' defense. I think it's a blowout. I think you're going to blow them out.
Second straight week?
Sorry, T-Mac.
Well, we both agree that Playmakers are going to upset the T-Mac Attack. Playmakers' team is better than their record shows, and I think this will be a huge lift if they can beat one of the best teams in the league.
Well, when you build your team off the free agency wire, anything's possible.
Hey. I fired my GM a few weeks ago, and, that you guys are doing a better job. We both like the Playmakers. TNT against the Prime Timers. TNT won 3 in a row, lost to you last week. They're now back to 3-3. Prime Timers 1-5, tied for the worst record in the league to yours truly. I think Primetimers continue to lose. This will be their 5th straight loss. TNT comes back and goes 4-3.
I agree. I think TNT wins this game. I think the difference will be TNT's wideouts Fitzgerald and Roddy White, and he's got Manningham also. Primetimers make a trade with the Serve Destroyers this week, adding Frank Gore. I don't like that trade. I like Ahmad Bradshaw. I think Jake stole Ahmad Bradshaw from Ryan.
I'll be honest with you, I was ragging on Jake about the, and we'll get to Jake in a second here, about the trade of Brandon Jacobs. He looks like a genius now.
Right.
For taking Ray Rice. He's on pace to have 2,000 total yards.
He's learning.
Yeah, he's
learning.
definitely
It took
getting
him
better.
a while, but he's getting it down.
And then I was a little taken back by the trade of Frank Gore and Ahmad Bradshaw, but Ahmad Bradshaw has been consistently producing better than Brandon Jacobs. And Frank Gore is coming back off an injury. Who knows what he's going to do?
He's been out. I think you take the proven guy in Bradshaw.
So I think Jake gets the better of this deal. But back to the TNT Primetimers, who do you like?
I like TNT.
Okay. Hey TNT, we got your question about the roster moves and the spots. The reason why I have as many running backs as I have is you can have one flex player as a running back. So stop your whining. If you need a running back, talk to me. All right.
Who's are the other?
He called me a few minutes ago before the show started. He was whining about how many running backs. So, you were the crybaby of the week last week, and you know what? The week hasn't even started. I'm going to give it to you again. 2 weeks in a row.
Does he have his little nipple in his mouth right now?
What?
Pacifier?
He's got Dario this whole week, so maybe Dario got an old pacifier or something he could let you borrow.
Maybe Dario will be watching Tony instead of the other way around.
But we're still picking you, so whatever, dude. Jake the Snake, does he win his 2nd game in a row and go 3-4 against the Bulldogs? 2-4 against a 2-4 matchup.
Vegas has Bulldogs favored by 19. I don't see it. I like the Bulldogs again. I think Ahmad Bradshaw is a good pickup, and Breeze is a good quarterback, but I don't think it's enough. He's got Jeremy Maclin and Berrien at wideout. That's pretty pathetic, I think.
Yeah, his receivers need help. He actually called me a few minutes ago, and he was begging for a receiver. He was desperate.
Jake, give me a call. I can maybe help you out.
After the show. But the Bulldogs, up until about 15 minutes ago, and we're about 15 minutes away from kickoff, doesn't have a kicker. His kicker's on a bye week. So I know that this will not broadcast until after 1 o'clock, so hopefully he makes a move.
I am witness. He did try to get a hold of you. I don't think 30-year-old guys should be calling each other.
Yeah.
You should know that you have a kicker on a bye, start a different guy. There's plenty of kickers.
Yeah, so I'm trying to do the right thing as a commissioner and be fair here. I want competitive games. That's my whole goal here in this fantasy football league. But I don't have your number, Mark, so if you want to email me next time, I'll call you and remind you. But it's your responsibility. It's your team. Move on. Cocoa Puffs against the Eliminators. Cocoa Puffs 5-1. They just beat the best team in the league. I think right now they're the best team in the league. They're hot against the Eliminators, 3-3. They just scored almost 200 points.
Who do you like in this game?
I like the Eliminators.
So do I. And the reason why, and again, bye weeks. It's going to hurt Cocoa Puffs. He's got MJD and Brandon Marshall on bye weeks. Those are two good players.
Two starters.
Luckily, he's got two starting quarterbacks. He's got Rodgers and Manning on the same team. He's kind of like me. That's what winners do. They have two quarterbacks, which is the most important position on the field. I think the difference here will be the wideouts for the Eliminators. You got Sidney Rice, Andre Johnson, Vincent Jackson, and Dallas Clark.
Wow.
It's going to be a blowout, folks.
Wow, blowout. Well, we both like the Eliminators. I don't think it would be quite a blowout, but I think the Eliminators are going to show that they can play with the Cocoa Puffs. And Cocoa Puffs are going to come back down to earth. He just beat his division opponent, a division rival. I think this is a letdown game for Cocoa Puffs.
We're going to have 4 teams at 5-2 after this week. It's going to be me, TNT, T-Mac, and Cocoa Puffs, all at 5-2.
Okay. Well, let's talk about your game. We got about 45 seconds. Archon Tigers against the High Flyers.
It's going to be a close game, but I like myself in this game, obviously, because Randy Moss, I think, is going to be the difference.
Huge
Overseas,
game.
they want to market the NFL, and he's got Donald Brown starting and Crabtree. You don't start Michael Crabtree yet.
The guy hasn't played in like 2 years.
Michael, come on. You know better than
Well,
that.
you must be pretty desperate if you're playing Michael Crabtree.
Let's see what Miles Austin can do. He did pick him up.
Yeah, that's a good pickup.
But I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yep. I like the Archon Tigers. You like the Archon Tigers. They go 5-2. Michael drops to 4-3. That's all the time we have for today. Good luck to everyone this week, except for, of course, the T-Mac attack. And we'll see you guys again next week. Go Browns!
Go Browns, but I don't think it's going to happen this week.
We keep saying this every week.